Hello, everybody. It's Michael Finkley with The Michael Finkley Show.
And I'm Nicole with Conversations with Nicole. You can join me Wednesdays at 9 a.m. on all of my streaming platforms.
Well, Nikki, don't forget about The Michael Finkley Show, Mondays, 12 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on the CTR Media Network.
Join us.
It's finally here. My brand new single, Biggest Dream Come True. Now available on all streaming platforms.
What's up, everybody? It's your girl Mila, lead singer of 702, and you are watching The Michael Finkley Show. Where my girls at?
Hey, don't you violate me.
On the next Michael Finkley, artist Billy Stonecipher is with us. He talks about his up-and-coming music and our signature segment, Community Spotlight Series. All new Finkley, Monday.
There's a new familiar face this time. Say hello to the new daytime. See it everywhere you go. New and the greatest show. It's no other than the Michael Finkley Show. There is no other. He's like no other. I'm so glad that someone resonates with me. Come celebrate with me. Let's do it together.
Everybody, welcome back to the Michael Finkley Show. Now, y'all, my next guest, he is definitely family of the show. We met back in May at an event, and when I saw him perform, I said, I've got to have him on because I know that he has a story. I love his style of music. He's none other than musical artist Billy Stonecipher. How are you?
It's great to be here, Michael. Been looking forward to this for a while.
Oh, man, like, me too. I'm like, okay, I got to talk to Billy. It's time to talk to Billy. And, you know, listening to your music, right? It's just something about you. I can't put my finger on it, but there is just something about you, Billy, the way you deliver. And when I saw you perform for the first time back in May, I'm like, oh my gosh, like it's so rich. It's so authentic. It's so genuine. It's so real. You don't find that many artists in music like you today. So when did you discover you?
Well, first, that's the best compliment ever. Thank you. Just lifted my spirits this evening. I guess I discovered music really for like the first time. I was in a rehab facility my junior year of high school, and we didn't have any technology or phones or like connection to the outside world. But there was like a little guitar section, and I'd learned a little bit of guitar before I had gone. And that was kind of my escape when I got there. And, it was really, I didn't really recognize it myself. You know, I thought I could carry a tune. I loved to sing in the shower, but it wasn't until really other people around me would start to kind of gather and say, oh, what are you playing there? That sounds really good. And even more truthfully, the men and female units were separated. We weren't connected, but they were above our unit, kind of separated by a wall. And I would put on these fake concerts for them because they would react in between songs, and that gave me a big jolt. You know, they would applaud and hoot and holler. And it was really in those moments where I was like, okay, not only do I enjoy it, but other people seem to enjoy this. And that's when I really started to explore writing and performing and all of that.
Gotcha. And I'm telling you, Fink Fam, have you not heard him, you're missing out, because I'm telling you, he is really a gift to music. He really is. How would you describe your sound? Because I could talk all day about it. How do you describe your music?
The way this kind of came to me years ago when I was in college, but urban folk, because I'm a city slicker, you know, through and through. I don't know how to change oil or you know, I have no handy skills. But I've always felt connected to that kind of broken down folk sound, that storytelling. And so to me, all my songs are just stories of what it's like to grow up and live in a city and live in the modern world. And that always just felt, you know, the most exciting, something new that I hadn't heard before, urban folk. And it just kind of stuck. You I explore with all different types of genres, but that to me felt the truest to perform.
Gotcha. And you performing, how was that for the first time for you? In the sense of when people gave you the feedback of, oh my gosh, I like this. Oh my gosh, you're so gifted, you're so talented. What was that first time like?
That's a great question. I think for me, it was kind of a light bulb moment. I was pretty lost in my youth. As you may have guessed, if you're pretty grounded, you don't end up in rehab. Let's put it that way. And so I, it just felt like something I could give, and that could be received, and that meant a lot at a young age when I didn't really, everyone was going to go to college and they had this plan to be, in business or a doctor or an engineer, all these regular jobs. And it was just a moment of, I was my senior year, I performed in a talent show and I got third place and they paid me for it. Like the winners got prize money. And it was sort of this aha moment of, oh, I can actually make a living off of this. Like people will pay me to do this. That's pretty cool. So, yeah, man, it was just, I said a lot there, but it really just it felt good. It made sense in a very simple way.
Yeah. Yeah. And I can definitely, friend, literally, because as you were talking, I could sense the emotion behind the craft that you love so much to do. What does music do for you?
Another great question. There's a reason you host a show, huh, Michael? What does music do for me? I mean, at its simplest form, it gives me something to do that I enjoy in a life that sometimes can be unenjoyable. And it's a beautiful and wholesome way to pass the time. And I also, it just gives me so many new perspectives, new feelings, new sounds, and just kind of opens my eyes to what's out there. Whether it be a song from the 1930s or a song that came out yesterday, it's just such an interesting reflection of culture and human experience. It does a lot for me, and sometimes it just gets me to dance. So, which is never a bad thing.
I'm telling you, because the music does so many different things for different people, right? It can make you cry.
Yeah.
It can make you laugh. It can make you dance, right? Has your own music ever healed you in a way?
Yeah, I think that's that's kind of the majority of where my songs are born from. Is I have this problem that I can't solve, and I try and boil it down into 2.5, 6 minutes. Sometimes, oops, lost an earpiece. Sometimes they can go that long, and I always learn something. Like the song isn't finished until I've learned that lesson, and in that way, it's very healing. As simple as a song I wrote called "Cowgirl" was a time in my life when I was like painfully single and kind of thought I'm just going to be single forever. And the end of the song, the line is, "There's no need to rush. You'll be my cowgirl for life." And it's, to this day, I'm still single, but it brought me so much just peace and contentment in that. I mean, what's the rush? Once I do find this person, it'll be a forever thing. So that's kind of a tangible example of how it can be healing. Even something as simple as a little love song.
Gotcha. I'm telling you, Life throws us curveballs. Life gives us ups and downs, smiles and frowns. I love the way that you incorporate those into your songs, and definitely shows. Talk about birds. Can we talk about birds, please?
Sure.
Can we? Can we? Because I saw the music video, and it is such a. It pushed you in a zone. It definitely pushed you in a zone. It put me in a zone.
What's going on, beautiful people? My name is Prince Horboom, and I play Jacob in Fatal Seduction, and you guys are watching the Michael Finkley Show.
On the next Michael Finkley, gospel artist Marcus Jordan stops by to talk about his new single, B.O.O.K, and how he found his voice in life. Plus, Community Spotlight Series, all new Finkley, Monday. Hello everybody, it's Finkley from the Finkley Experience. We're an educational consulting firm that specializes in first-generation education. So we assist students with their college and career endeavors. We train school administrators on the state of first-generation students. And also, we partner with colleges and universities to assist with their first-generation population for easy transition from high school to college. So if you're looking for a presenter or speaker that presents on these topics and so much more, visit our website at thefinkleyexperience.com and learn about all that we do. We're looking forward to working with you. Looking for some of the best soul food right here in Mullen, South Carolina? I promise you, come on down to Garden Alley.
Our grape salad's fabulous, our water gate, our potato salad, our chicken is fresh, macaroni and cheese is salted to perfection. I haven't found anything that's not great. Best ever.
Banana pudding, cakes, pies. Yeah. Selection is huge. Garden Alley is an awesome place to eat. I really love it.
Come by and see the amazing staff at Garden Alley, downtown Mullins.
Definitely, we have to talk about birds. Can we talk about birds, please?
Sure.
Can we? Can we? Because I saw the music video, and it is such a. It pushed you in a zone. It definitely pushed you in a zone. It put me in a zone of like, just carefree. If I was one of them, what would I do? Like, where did that inspiration come from in this song?
Yeah, it's that song is so, you're right, you hit it on the head. It is very carefree, but it came from a very kind of a darker place in a way, in that to me, birds is obviously a metaphor. I don't wish to actually be a bird, maybe some days. But I wrote that song when I was 19, when I was first it was like my freshman year of college. And I decided I was going to study music. Mm-hmm. And I was just kind of looking around at the landscape of the music business and started to realize that all of these people were incredibly good looking, like all the pop stars, everybody who was in my observable universe of music, who I saw on TV. And I kind of began to have this doubt that maybe my dream is too far-fetched because I don't look like these people. I don't fit that, just kind of all of the, how do I want to put it? I mean, it's stuff that we've understood for a long time. The editing that happens in magazines and the plastic surgery and the perfect teeth and the broad shoulders for the guys and the six packs, that type of thing. And so it came from that place where I thought, this thing that I believed so much in and wanted to do, birds and guy are keeping me down. They won't let me down. They're telling me Hollywood or something like that. That I wouldn't be accepted into that club. And you know, that is a part of entertainment and show business, but it's it definitely can, you know. I think the important thing I want to share here is that it affects men as well, and we don't really talk about that as much. Yeah, we just don't. And you know, I remember people would come and give talks at our high school, and it would always be the pictures of the women models, and they would show how they airbrush this here and how it affects, but it affects men as well. I mean, like you said, you related to that as well, and it's a scary thing to say. It feels a little embarrassing, but the truth shouldn't be embarrassing.
Exactly.
Let
It's
me put it
real.
that way. So I'm glad you asked that question. Yeah, it's real, man. So yeah, that's kind of the. I'm glad you asked that question.
Yeah, because you know, we have younger viewers that watch as well, and you know, even for
Sure.
myself, right? That you know, we've been through so much already, right? And I feel that in many ways it affects our mental, going
Hmm.
forward in our various lives and what we try to achieve. So to have these conversations, right? To definitely have these conversations, we can open up a different dialogue to have freedom of healing, freedom of, you know, just saying how we feel. Our words matter because we matter. So I feel that it's definitely important. I'm so glad that you were so open enough to share in that right.
Sure.
You talked about other artists, you know, different types of music, different types of artists in this various genres in music. Do you see yourself as a competition, or do you see yourself as I'm doing my thing for me to help others along the way?
Do I see myself as a competition or for me? I'd say when I'm on the healthy side of things, when my head's in the good space, I'm doing it for me. And when I'm not in the good space, I'm looking at, you know, Ed Sheeran, like, you're taking my customers. um, and I think there's probably truth in both of those things. And, you know, competition is healthy in that it pushes us to be our best and to give our best. But one lesson I always liked along the way is you're really only in competition with yourself. As long as you're better than what you did yesterday, you're on a right path. And some days, you know, you're not going to be. It's like sports. You're going to have a bad game. But yeah, you know, I played sports growing up, and I am motivated by that. So they both have their value. Let me put it that way.
Gotcha. That's a good way to put it. I've never heard in that perspective that perspective before. In the sense of it has its lanes, right? I feel that if
Sure.
you go overboard with it, right? Like I'm going to get you, right?
Right.
Lose your own artistry. I feel that that could cause damage. But as long as
For
we're
sure.
doing it in a healthy way, as you stated, I feel that will do even more, right, for us in the long run. How does Billy relax? You write, right? You perform, and you know I follow you on social media. How does
Mhm.
Billy spend his quiet time?
Yeah, man, it's funny now that like music was such a part of my quiet time growing up, but now that I've done it professionally for so long, it can be, but definitely less so. And I love movies. I'm a movie addict. I can sit and watch 3 movies in a row sometimes if I just really want to zone out and be quiet. I love movies. I love sports, specifically basketball. I can go and shoot hoops until my knees give out. Um, and that's, you know, as of late, those have been kind of my 2 things. I like spending time with friends and playing cards and simple things like that as well, just hanging out. And um, but it changes, you know, it changes in the seasons of life.
I love that because we need that balance. We need,
Hmm.
we
Yeah.
need that balance. What is that one thing you still want to accomplish?
Mm. I, you know, I really want to. Um, I'd really like to tour the United States coming up. Like I'm working on an album that is nearing the finish line, and I've never done like a proper tour. I've done little short mini stints, but I would really love to just travel this country from Georgia, my home base, go up to California and back around, and just see all of it and share my music and stories with folks. That's a sort of a non-negotiable bucket list item for me. If it doesn't happen, we'll figure that out. But I would really, really, really big dream of mine.
Well, I feel that it has to happen now, Billy. I feel that it has to
Mm-hmm.
happen now because you said it.
Yeah.
You said it. Our words, my best friend always says, our words are listening. So it has to happen for you now because you vocalized it. So get ready for that, sir. Get
Yes,
ready for that. So we talked before
Yeah.
the interview, and you told me
Mhm.
that you are working on an album.
Yes, sir.
Tell us more.
Yeah, it's I've got about 10 or 12 songs I'm working through right now. I hope all of them will make the cut. It's going to be called, this is a Michael Finkley exclusive. It's going to be called A Somewhat Spiritual Guide to Not Being So Sad All the Time, which is a mouthful, but it's a true mouthful. And yeah, it's a collection of songs and stories about all the lessons I've learned through, back in my rehab days to continued therapy. There's a big focus on mental health, and I just feel very blessed with all the things that I have been able to learn that not everyone has been given access to. I don't wish anyone would have to go to rehab, but I learned a lot from that experience, and it's very intensive therapy. And I think kind of the main goal is to put those into songs, because whether you struggle with alcoholism, drug addiction, or not, there are lessons to be learned. Whether you're just having a hard time relating to your friends, you're having a hard time getting out of bed, you're having a hard time finding what your purpose is in this life. There are lessons about that, and that's why it's called A Somewhat Spiritual Guide to Not Being So Sad All the Time. A little bit of humor too, because I don't want to take myself too seriously. But yeah, man, I'm really excited about it. It's been a very long process, but that's what the universe wanted it to be, it seems. So, but it's nearing the finish line, which is really exciting. No release date yet, unfortunately, but it's getting there for sure.
So when you come up with a date, when you have your release party, when you have all that stuff together, I want to be in the building, sir.
Yeah,
building
absolutely.
To help you
I would love that,
because I know that this is a major achievement that you're working towards. You mentioned parts of your life when you rehab. You mentioned therapy.
Yeah.
How do you motivate people with the negative aspects of your life to turn their aspects into positive? How do you motivate them?
Another great question, my friend. I think something I learned along the way that rang really true is that you can't force anybody to do something, especially in the lens of addiction and stuff. They would say, you're going to have friends that just, you want them to get sober so bad, but you can't seem to get them to do it. And they always said you can't force them to do it. And that's a perfect example of how I think it transfers over to all areas of life. You can't force anybody to do anything, as much as you would like that girlfriend to come back, as much as you would, want to get that promotion at work, there are things in your certain control, but, at the end of the day, it's kind of up to the powers that be. And so what I found very valuable is just sharing your own experience, speaking from the I perspective. I did this worked for me, this didn't work for me. Here's the toolbox, go play. I wish I could tell you, you can ask me for advice, but not a fortune teller. You know, but I can tell you what worked for me in the past in certain situations. So for me, I almost am OCD about not giving people advice unless they explicitly say, "What do you think I should do in this situation?" Because I don't know if you can necessarily motivate people, but I do believe you can share your experiences, and from that, um, hopefully that puts some wind in their sails. And if not, hopefully they find it from somebody else.
Well said. Well, literally, well said. Because sometimes we think that individuals need to hear, well, you should do this, you should do that, and
right.
blah, 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 blah. But when ultimately they just need a listening ear. So I've learned, even for myself, to shut up, shut up, and then I'll get the hints of, well, they want help, so I guess I'll talk now. But until I feel that, like, okay, I'm listening. I'm here. I'm listening. I'm here, though. I'm listening. So
sure.
That takes a special person as well. So the album, no date as of yet, but we know that it's coming in the future. What other projects are you working on now besides the album?
I have one music video that'll be coming out shortly. No set date as well, but it's for a song of mine called Galone that I made with my friend Wallet Jackson. And it's kind of the bridge. Galone literally means raid in Spanish. And it's a song that really connects my first album, Rookie Year, to this new phase, to the new somewhat spiritual guide, to not being so sad all the time. So we have a music video for that. That was a lot of fun. And it's very Western themed. We got cowboy outfits and everything. It was such a blast to kind of be a kid again. It's going to be fun. I have that in the pipeline. And then I also have a concert video from the concert I did back in March at a venue here in Atlanta called Eddie's Attic, the full concert, which I'm excited of. Pretty much all the songs I performed that night, excluding a couple, are going to be from the new album. So kind of stories behind that. And but other than that, just those three things. The album is taken up pretty much all my time. But as an artist, that's kind of why we did it. I'm sure as this show takes up, 110% of your life.
Yeah, but we love it though, right? That's why we do it, right?
Yeah, precisely.
That's why we do it. So kudos to you and all of your things that you have going on for you. I know that they're going to be a major success because I'm speaking it.
Thank you.
It has to happen. Ha ha ha. But
I appreciate it.
You have a fan here, sir. Fink Fam, please, please, please go and support Billy within his musical endeavors, because I'm telling you, we definitely are an artist on the rise. How can the Fink Fam follow you on social media?
Luckily, with my unique last name, if you just type in Billy Stonecipher, it will pop up wherever whether it's Instagram, TikTok, Facebook. You'll find me because God blessed me with a weird last name.
It's not weird, Billy. It's unique.
Unique. Thank you. I appreciate it. I needed that check. You're right.
It's unique. Support, Fink Fam. Billy, thank you for being with us. We really appreciate you.
Oh, it's my pleasure, Michael. Thank you so much for having me. It's a dream, man. I've been looking forward to it.
Oh, don't make me blush, Billy. Don't go away. Back in a moment.
Hey, check this out. Who that is? Right there. It's Michael Finkley. And this is his show. You know who I am? My name is D-Rock Ying from the Yin Yang Twins, America's Most Wanted. Download the album. Go to the website right now.
Hi guys, welcome to Awaken. We wanted to serve the city of Mullins. We are church owned. And we felt like a coffee shop was such a huge need in the city of Mullins. There's nowhere for people to just come, get a cup of coffee, sit with friends, maybe do some work on the laptop. And so we feel like it was a service that we could give back to the city. Well, our hope is that people will feel calm, that they'll feel welcome, that it'll be a place where they can come and just clear their mind.
We come here twice a day. That's how good their smoothies, their coffee, their lattes, frappes, delicious. I would love the atmosphere here. If I had time to come and just sit and relax, I would. It's awesome.
One thing that I really love about it being here is just the cozy environment. It's so inviting. I can come in here and I can get my schoolwork done, a good coffee and a good meal. But I'm just really thankful that they're here and that I have a good place to go.
We're open Tuesday through Friday from 7 a.m. to 2 p.m. and Saturday from 8 a.m. to 2 p.m. Awaken Coffee Bar, downtown Mullins.
Some amazing community changers are here as well, and we have one of them with us. Tell us about yourself. Introduce yourself.
Hey everybody, my name is Marcus Robinson. I'm the founder and president of the B.O.O.S.T program. B.O.O.S.T stands for Build Off Others and Start Transforming. And a little bit about B.O.O.S.T, it's all about community, mentoring, and education.
Gotcha.
You know?
So how did we get to the point of B.O.O.S.T beginning? What started this movement?
Well, I've been in the recreation department for years, and I've worked around a lot of kids, and I know a lot of kids in the community, and I took up some of their problems, and I felt like I wanted to be involved in helping. So I just found something and found some words and put it together, and it came up with B.O.O.S.T and it worked.
You found some words and something. I love it.
Yes. I said I got to figure out, play around with it. Yeah. And I came up with B.O.O.S.T, and I came with that, and I said, well, how can I bring B.O.O.S.T down? Build off others, start transforming.
I love that. So what type of success have you seen since you've been in this amazing movement that you created?
Okay, well, I have done a summer basketball camp, which I got one coming out now, June 26th. If you want to sign your child up, I had the applications with me at the B.O.O.S.T office, which is 200 West Liberty Street. A couple of people around our community will have flyers and registration forms. I feed through pastors, performance art. I feed the things for them. I be able to feed the neighborhoods Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays. I feed the neighborhoods, the kids lunches. It's just a lot, man, that I'm doing, and I want to do more.
Gotcha. How can the Fink Fam follow you on social media to learn more information about what you do?
Okay, my website is boostprogram.org. My Facebook page is the B.O.O.S.T program. I have other social media, but I can't remember all of them right now. But those are the main screen ones that you definitely can contact me on.
Gotcha. So if you go on your website, we can find your other social media platforms.
Oh yeah,
correct?
Oh yes.
Gotcha.
Definitely.
So definitely visit their website, Fink Fam, and learn about all that they do here within the awesome county of Marion.
Yes, Lord. We got the B.O.O.S.T our city, our county, man. We all got to sit together, and we got to remember that it's all about the kids and our future, y'all. Exactly. And what we have here as well, the adults as well, but our future definitely is our stepping stone right now.
Exactly. Thank you for that, all that you do.
Yes.
We appreciate you so much.
Yes, I thank you.
Fink Fam. On the next, Michael Finkley. Gospel artist Marcus Jordan stops by to talk about his new single, B.O.K, and how he found his voice in life. Plus, Community Spotlight Series. All new Finkley, Monday.